I just don't think he will. You know, they can look at that the same way I looked at KD when he left OKC and went to Golden State. He leaving Cleveland, going to Boston. That's kind of the same thing. But I don't see LeBron going to Boston. I don't see him going against the team that he just beat. I don't see LeBron doing that. I mean, I don't see it happening.
Hold on, real quick.
Kyrie's response was that way because he's seen everything happen in the business and he understands this is a situation that I don't control. All I can control is playing basketball and getting healthy and being ready to play. He understands that. So that's where he's staying with it. Me personally, I don't think LeBron will go there.
If LeBron went to Boston, you look at that, you said it'd be the same as KD going to Golden State?
Yeah, because it's the same. I'm not saying it like it's the same like KD went to a better team and LeBron's going to a better team, but he's going to a team that he's been competing against.
Gotcha.
That's the same thing.
The difference, obviously, that Golden State had beaten Oklahoma City, and this is Cleveland beating them. Here's the thing. I think LeBron going to Boston, however unlikely, is possible. But if it's possible, it wouldn't be to play with Kyrie. Kyrie would be the piece that leaves. Like, they can't sign him outright. They have to either trade Gordon Hayward or Kyrie Irving. But the thing is this, if you trade Gordon Hayward to bring in LeBron, you're essentially also trading Kyrie. Because Kyrie will leave in a year. If you trade Kyrie, Gordon Hayward's under contract for the next 3. Like, you get to keep both of them. So I think it is in play. I'd say Boston's like the 5th most likely option. LeBron goes there. But it wouldn't be to be reunited with Kyrie. It would be to be involved in a trade that involves Kyrie.
Of all the teams in the NBA, it's the irony to it was Kyrie is the only player on any team when they say, hey, add LeBron James. He's the only player that didn't say yes. I mean, we haven't asked KD in them, but you ask KD on the down low, if you hit him up, hey, man, well, LeBron, you can have LeBron, you get rid of all the Warriors. He'd be like, man, I'm taking LeBron.
Maybe you just join him in L.A. then.
Him and LeBron worked out together and everything. I believe they got a good, strong relationship and respect for each other. Yeah, but Kyrie's the only one. He was like, that's management. He could have easily said, absolutely. I'd love to be able to play with him. But Kyrie knows the truth. He forced his way out. So he already said that he didn't want to play with LeBron James before this season. And we know that he would love to play for the Knicks. So I don't see it as a real possibility, Kyrie and LeBron. I think LeBron with Danny Ainge and the Celtics, now, I think that's far more real than the other.
But and the only 2 people that we've seen that even can compete or make noise against these Western Conference teams is these 2 guys together. So that's why a lot of people want to see it, because they know Kyrie and LeBron can together, they can dethrone those guys in the West.
I do wonder, though, if it's LeBron plus another top 15 guy, and it's just Kyrie's the only one that's been with him. You know what I mean? Because the LeBron, you're shaking your head. Go ahead.
It's not too many people you can put with LeBron. Like, LeBron makes everybody better, but that guy, I think he complements LeBron the best as anybody.
Well, let me ask you this. If and when LeBron went back to Cleveland, if instead of Kyrie Irving there, it was Damian Lillard, would any of the results have been different? Would any of the years have gone? Like, I think
if was a 5th, we'll all be drunk. I hate using the word if.
Well, okay.
If I didn't get in the fight in the brawl, I'd have been the All-Star 8, 9 times. So, if. I hate the word if.
Right. You wouldn't be friends with me if you got your teeth, unless you get your teeth knocked out.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That made you eligible.
That made you like me.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. I understand it's a hypothetical. The point that I'm trying to make is I don't know that it's necessarily fair to say these are the only 2 guys that could compete. These are the only 2 guys that had the opportunity.
This is what we have to give Kyrie credit for. He was just a great player, a great talent playing on a bad team. LeBron came there and he became a champion. He got better as a defensive player. He got better in the half court. All right, so I understand what you're saying. Kyrie is a great compliment to LeBron. And the reason why is because they can share ball handling. And, man, LeBron needs a breather during the game, just like KD gets. Man, KD get to sit back and get him a little breather, even though he's on the court. And Kyrie's ability to be special at the rim and in the 4th quarter when his jumper developed, that 3-pointer, that's what made them playing so special. Now, LeBron makes Kevin Love better, but not in the way that Kyrie was special. We can't forget how bad Kyrie was.
Kyrie has multiple career finals 40-point games. He had 40 points in Game 4 of last year's finals. He had 40 points in Game 5 when he and LeBron became the first pair to ever do it in a finals game in the 2016 finals, started the comeback. No doubt there. And where the impact, and this is what you alluded to, there's a reason this was the worst year LeBron's ever had defensively. Because offensively, he had to conduct it
everything
at all times. He couldn't take offensive possessions off and let Kyrie cook. But here's the other part of the Celtics and Kyrie I want to get your take on, Stephen. Let's say LeBron today said, I'm re-signing in Cleveland, or I'm going to L.A. I still think there's a discussion around Kyrie in Boston and whether he wants to be there after this year. Whether it's because they weren't on his original list of teams, the emergence of Jason Tatum. I took more seriously than Cece did, but I thought it was weird he was not on the bench in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, would that, as a player, if you were on that team, would have been odd to you that there's a home game to go to the NBA Finals? He's been here the whole time. He's not on the bench with us for Game 7?
Yeah, I expected him to be there, and as a teammate, I would expect him to be there. But I talked to Kyrie and I talked to Jason Tatum. Nobody on that team felt a certain way. I think the communication that he had with them, about him not being there, everybody was understood. And his relationship with Jason Tatum, they both do, guys. Jason loves playing with Kyrie. They're more like, you see everybody on that team wear Kyrie's shoes. So that team is close with Kyrie, but I know Kyrie, and I know what you're saying. Everybody wants to go back and play home. So being in New York, close to New Jersey, that's a big if.
Yeah, man. I mean, Kyrie, the thing, because of LeBron, we're dragging Kyrie into this. Let's remove LeBron. They still have a Kyrie Irving issue in Boston that needs to be resolved.
And I'm glad you said
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And I think issue is the perfect word. It's not a problem.
No.
But it's something that you got to. Kyrie was asked, would he sign the extension now? So that'd be crazy to sign it now. He would be forfeiting $80 million.
Right.
But what he could say is, listen, I'm going to sign an extension with Boston. They're going to give me the max. I'm going to sign the extension. But it would be foolish for me to do it now. Instead, he only said the second part. He only said, I can't do it now because of the money. And I do think it's interesting that when Kyrie gave the Cavs a list of teams, he included Minnesota, that ain't home. He included the Spurs, that ain't home. Miami, that ain't home. And the Knicks.
And when you make up a list like that, Stephen, you can't do this twice. Like, you think through that. Like, you're getting ready to, you've already won with LeBron. You're getting ready to force the organization out. When you sit down with your people and you make this list, man, that list is well thought out. And when you as a player, when you get traded to Boston, that don't mean the list has changed in the player's mind.
Right.
And how do you think it feels, and this is the last thing I ask about this, for Kyrie to see them have that success in the playoffs without him?
I don't think it bothered him all because his team was in the Eastern Conference Finals as well. So it wasn't. No,
I'm talking about Boston's success. To have not Cleveland have a success without him. I'm saying that
how well the Celtics
played without him.
That didn't bother them all because he had a lot to do with the growth. He had a lot to do with them getting to that point.
And I think that him not seeing himself there, they didn't. What kind of chance did they really have? As a player, you could see yourself be like, something, if I was out there, man, we'd have a shot at Golden State.
Right.
Like, we would smash Cleveland. I think that's what Kyrie took from it.
And what was good for the team was guys like Rozier. Kyrie on the phone with him after every game, before every game, talking to him, giving him that confidence, along with Brad Stevens. So he did a lot, but not being there. But as a teammate, I would love to see him here, but the communication was straight with the teammates and the organization, so you can't be mad at him.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.